Hello, today is Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. My name is Daniel Mullany, and behind the camera today is Diego Juarez. Today we're going to be filming a video source inspection for Sitek Process Solution, where we'll be reviewing this fully remanufactured ST-860 semi-tool spin wrench dryer. Our customer is located in the United States. This system is being shipped to a university, and their PO number is 1100. Okay, so this system is configured with 4-inch rotors and cassettes. We're actually providing quantity 4 cassettes along with the piece of equipment that will mate with the rotors. So everything looks good there. They are currently a little warm and dry because we've been doing process runs on this system all day. Okay, great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look down beneath to see the controllers. All right, these controllers were refurbished by us as well. We repeat touched the controller model number onto them, tested all the components of it, and this is really a very straightforward system. These are 228 controllers, which only have a rinse and a dry capability on them. So you're just going to have one rinse, one dry, really straightforward, but it's perfect use for a university or any other kind of startup that's using 4-inch or smaller substrates. These will work just fine. Okay. So everything looked good right there. What I'll do is I'm going to come to the back of the system as well and read off our serial number. So this system is serial number SRD-01388. Coming back here to take a look at the system itself as well, and everything looks fine. I mean, no leaks or anything like that. The water recirculation is running to the drain box okay, and everything looks good. So this system was configured with all 3 of our standard options, which is a resistivity monitor and probes, a static eliminator to reduce particles when the process is complete, and a water recirculation, so you can have a constant trickle to either your drain box or the full facility recirculation that you might have set up. That's to make sure that we don't have any dead leg water that can lead to bacterial growth. So as I mentioned, this system was remanufactured by Sitek, and it went through the same standard remanufacturing process that all of our SRDs go through. When we refurbish an SRD, we're going to take a system and we're going to completely break it down to the component level, entirely disassemble the entire tool. We're then going to chemically clean and electropolish all the metal parts. That would be such as the bowl, rotor, brackets, base plate, everything like that is chemically cleaned and electropolished to ensure it is returned in a good condition. Then we're going to rebuild a series of components as a standard. That would be the valves, the rotor stop positioner, the motor. Those items are all rebuilt and replaced with consumables such as bearings, poppets. They're re-oiled, everything like that. We're then going to replace any consumables on the system automatically as well. That would be windows, door seals, the rear bowl seal, the heater blankets, tack sensors, items like that that are considered consumables. We're going to replace all of those automatically. All of the tubing in the system is also replaced. So that way we ensure that we don't have any kind of old tubing that might have any sort of contamination from a previous use in it. Once we have the tool completely disassembled but prepped, we're then going to build up the head assemblies individually. So we'll have 2 separate head assemblies built up individually. They're going to go through what we call our dry testing during that assembly process. That's going to ensure that everything is quality controlled as we go, and when the systems are dry, before we hook them up to any facilities, that they're electrically sound, spaced properly, labeled properly, and just are overall assembled correctly. Once we complete that, we're going to send it through what we call wet testing. That's when we're going to assemble the system into the double stack without the poly, and we're going to run it in our final test area, which is where we are now, where we're going to hook up DI water and nitrogen to it, and we're going to really make sure that the system is functioning properly on that front. So we're going to make sure that the water is spraying evenly, that the flow rates are correct, and that the system operates, you know, in specification once the facilities are actually hooked up. While that's going on, we're evaluating and recutting any poly that we need in order for the system to arrive in like new condition. So our SRDs typically replace about 75% of the poly with new when we're going through them. We only salvage parts that are in excellent condition. Everything else is scrapped, and then the rest is built up as new in our poly shop that we have here in-house. Once we complete the poly and wet test, we're going to set the heads, so that way we are essentially going to mount the poly onto the head assemblies and set them, so that way everything's now aligned properly. Essentially, you're going to have to do a little bit of realigning once the skins are mated to the head assemblies, and then that's done after the wet test is complete. At that point, we're going to have a fully assembled, labeled, and tested system. So we're then going to bring it back into our final test area, which is where we are now, and we're going to start going through our final quality control with it. At this point, we're going to be hooking the facilities on and off. We're going to be adjusting to different process recipes. We're going to be really sort of removing the rotors in and out several times. We're going to try to emulate the experience that the system's going to have in the fab, so that way we don't have any kind of problems occur when the system arrives. Let's say one of the bolts to mount the rotor needed to be re-grooved, and after first install it went in fine, but trying to install it 3, 4, 5 times, you know, a problem might show up. We try to catch that here before it leaves by going through this final testing where, as I said, we're going to kind of replicate the experience that you'd have in the fab to make sure it is ready for shipment. Once we complete all of that, then we're going to film a video source inspection, which is what I'm handling right now. That inspection will then be uploaded to the web and sent to our customers so that they can review and approve prior to shipment. Essentially, we believe that having a source inspection of your capital equipment before shipment is important, but flying out to California for any of our customers not located locally can be costly, and with a system like this, we find that it's often more effective to host a video inspection, so that's the service that we're providing right now as a standard. So everything is looking good. I mean, there's not much to really kind of watch on an SRD other than it's sort of spinning. It has minimal vibration. There's no leaks. And so take a look and see how much more time we have left. All right, down to the last minute. So in addition to providing equipment from our inventory, such as a spin wrench dryer, we also offer 100% of the spare parts and services to keep your SRD up and running. So if you were to call us and say, I have an 8-inch SRD that's in need of a window, we'll ask you the appropriate questions to figure out your exact make and model, and we'll quote you that, and we can ship it within a few days from our stock of parts here. That process can be done for any of the spare parts: windows, door seals, motors, controllers, valves, both pneumatic and solenoids, the tack sensors, really anything like that can be sold from our inventory. And then we also offer the services that you need, such as rebalancing of the rotors, repairing the controllers, or rebuilding your motors. So really, when it comes down to the spin wrench dryer, Sitek has the capability to provide 100% of the spare part or service needs that are the spare parts and services that you need in order to keep your fleet of SRDs up and running. Whether you have one SRD or dozens, we will be a good fit for you on that front. Okay, great. So now we've completed our process runs. With an older system like this, they have a timer on that's clicking before idle completes. So basically, once the process is done, it sits for about a minute, and as you can see, that system uprighted, and now so did that one. So once that happens, I can then open the chamber door, feel just to ensure that we have air purging in hot. Oh, on that side, there we go. We're going to inspect the wafer and the cassette and substrates. Everything looks dry and feels warm, so that was a successful process run. Coming down to the next chamber. Again, warm, dry, and a successful process run. So that will conclude our video source inspection for today. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to view it. Again, my name is Daniel, and this video was filmed for Sitek Process Solutions. If you'd like to learn more about our products, please visit our website at www.sitekprocess.com. Sitek is spelled S-I-T-E-K. Or you can give us a call at 916-797-9000. And to reach me directly, dial extension 2201. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great day.